Hello everyone. My name's Mark Pearce. I am the CEO and co-founder of Wyser. We all know the importance of protecting our rights, our employment rights, our consumer rights, our rights to a fair hearing. But what is access to justice? Access to me is speaking to the right experts, the people that can help me manage a dispute. Justice is all about the laws, the regulations, the codes, the legislation that actually resolve a dispute, which incidentally only the experts really understand. In the UK, we take access to justice for granted. We think we've got high levels of access to justice. I've got a shocking truth for you. Access to justice in the UK has been falling for the past 20 years. And in the last 10 years, that has accelerated. These are some of the largest organisations in the UK, funded by the government, that manage disputes for free. When you look into it, every one of them has a backlog. Over 1 million in the backlog. For some cases, it takes over a year before a person gets their case managed. Imagine what that feels like. Yes, you may be able to go to see a solicitor, but in this day and age, who can afford to go and see a solicitor? The honest truth is that access to justice is really only for the privileged in the UK. And that's where we step in. Our artificial intelligence makes it a lot easier and simpler for the consumer, the citizen, to access justice. But it also makes it easier for experts to manage it. So let me give you an example. So if I went to one of those organisations that I showed you earlier, and I spoke to one of their agents, these are people who work in a contact centre and are effectively gathering the data, and I start talking to them about my case. Our AI is in the background, it's listening, it's gathering that information. Not only is it doing that, it's assessing it against precedent, it's assessing it against other cases. It's prompting the agent to ask specific questions. It's then summarising that case, and it's sending it directly to an expert who has everything they need at the first time they see that case. That sounds great, right? It really is great. Because if you take one of those organisations, it's about 500 experts manages 100,000 cases. With our AI, the same number of experts can manage 150,000 cases. That's more access to more people. Now imagine if you applied that to a solicitor. You would lower their costs to serve. That is a competitive advantage, and that is very interesting. We're a SaaS business model. We have an implementation fee and a per-case fee. It's a big global market, 3.5 billion. It's growing 20% per annum. In the UK, that market is worth about 500 million. We have a SOM of 125 million, and by year 5, we're targeting revenues of 35 million. We're only focusing on the UK at the moment. We do have plans to go international, in fact, probably Canada, but at the moment, it's just the UK. What sort of traction have we got? We set the company up in June 2020. We've already made revenues of 1.4 million, and most of that has come in the last 12 months. We've got significant grants as well from some notable organisations. The team behind this, every one of them has 20 years' experience. They've worked together for 10 years. And over the last 5 years, we've focused on AI. That team has brought that success to date, and that's the team that will deliver that 35 million in year 5. So why am I here today? I'm asking for £1.5 million worth of investment. We're going to use that money to invest in sales, marketing and onboarding teams, because we've already got organisations that are interested in working with us. We just need to onboard them. We're starting the investment round in January. And if you'd like to know more, I'll be at the back of the room. Thanks very much for your time.